Hello and welcome back. So what we want now is a menu over here, so that when we click, we can click save and all this other stuff. But before we create that menu, let's create a sub menu that will appear here when we right click, and then we can choose edit, etc, etc, so that it can feel like an actual Windows app or something similar. So how do we stop this menu from appearing here? Let's go to our code, and what I want to do here is add an event listener. So I want to listen for a very specific event of the right mouse click, or for that menu when it wants to come up. So I have T-body here. I don't want to do this on the entire page. I just want on the body itself, because that's where the menu should appear. So T-body has an event listener here called click, but let's add one more, shall we? And this one is going to be called context menu, on context menu. So context menu, le menu, like that, context menu. And then what function should we create? Well, let's create a function called show sub menu, like that. And we can put the function right here, no problem. So I'm going to say function show sub menu. Put the E there, just in case we will need it. And let me see here. I want to have an alert instead of that submenu. So let's see if things will be working as predicted. So refresh and let's right click. Okay, so now I'm not getting the menu, I'm getting this. Oh, the menu is coming as well. So how can we get rid of the menu itself? Maybe I can say prevent default, to prevent the default action. So I'm going to say something like e.target, actually e.prevent default. That should prevent the default action. But let's see if it works. Well, looky there, it actually works. Another way you can do it is to return false. If you want to, you can return false, like say return false, like that. So you do that, you can also stop the menu from appearing. Okay, so now we can do anything we want with this, because if I remove the alert like so, find that nothing happens when I right click, completely indifferent. But now let's show something else. So I want to have a menu that will show. I will create that in my index page. I can put it anywhere really, it's not a big deal. So where is body here? Input holder. Okay, so let me just put it down here. It doesn't really matter where I put it, because we're going to use absolute positioning to position it, so it doesn't really matter. So class is going to be called sub, let's use JS, sub menu. Then I'll use submenu as the class for the styling. So let's do some styling here a bit. So I'm going to go submenu like that, and I want a very specific width for this. I will say 200 pixels. I want a minimum height of 100 pixels. I want a background color so I can actually see it. So this color could be not really sure here, maybe a gray. And let's add a shadow while we're at it. 0 pixels. X, 0 pixels Y. Let's try 6 pixels for the blur, and then that's the shadow color. So I will refresh this, and you can see it right there. Okay, so it's a bit too dark, so background color should reduce. Maybe let's go to EEE, something like that, close to F, which is white. Okay, so there's our menu. Nice. But I want the menu to appear where I want it, where the mouse is. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, let's give it a position of absolute, like so. That will make sure that we can define its left and right indiscriminately, so we can put it anywhere we want. For example, I can say left is equal to 100 pixels, and then top should be equal to 200 pixels, like that. So that way it can go exactly where I want, you see, like that. So I just need to give it the right coordinates, and that's it. Okay, so for now what I want is wait a minute. Okay, so for now I want it to be hidden, but before we hide it, I want to see how when I click on something it can come to that location. Okay, it will follow the mouse click. So let's go to the main.javascript. Now this should only work where I click, right, on the click event. So where is the click event for the T-body? And that's T-body clicked right there. So let me go to T-body. Oh wait, even on sub menu here, let's see what E contains. I'm going to say alert e.client x. Let me see if we're going to have a mouse event with client x in there. So I'm going to click, right click. Okay, very nice, very nice. So if you notice this number, if I go down here and right click, you see that it's quite large compared to if I click here. It's 87, here it's 1000. So it's following the mouse position. Here it's still small, it's 24. If I go up here, it's still 24. That's because that's the x-axis. So there's client X and client Y. So all I need to do now is to move the submenu to the position that I want. So let me grab that submenu. I will collect it from here. JS sub menu. So I'm going to call it submenu here. Underscore menu. So all I need to do here is prevent the default and then do something here. And then return false. Return has to always be at the end of the function. Otherwise, any code after return will not be executed. So just keep that in mind. So here I'm going to say submenu dot style dot left, right, will be equal to e dot client x, and then let's add pixels to that, shall we? Let's do the same thing with the y. Add pixels, and then that will be top. That's it. That's all we want to do for now. So I'll refresh and let's try that. So right click. There we go. Okay, very nice. So it's showing up exactly where we want, where the mouse is, without the hiccup. But anywhere else we see the normal context menu, which is okay. But in here we see the menu that we need. Very good. Now I want to be able to hide it when it's not in use. So here what I will do is, first of all, unhide it. So I'm going to say let's unhide it after we've moved it. So say submenu dot class list dot remove. Let's remove the hide like so. But then when I click anywhere else, I want to add a hide. So I'm going to go to tbody.click, which is this one, tbody clicked. Where are we? Let me just search for it. Okay, so select by mouse. Before we select, let's hide the menu, shall we? And I'm going to say .add. And then originally I wanted to have the hide thing already active. So space hide. Alrighty then. Let me refresh the page. So there's nothing here. I click, nothing. If I right click, I see that. Click anywhere else, it's gone. See that? That's how you create your submenu. Now let me put a minimum height that is more reasonable. Maybe 200 pixels there. Here, let's try 150. Look at that. I ended up putting 500 instead of 150. Okay, that looks more like a menu. Very nice. So all we need now is to actually put some buttons there that are useful. For example, edit cell. If I've selected the cell here. The only problem is once I redo that, the selected cell remains here. So let's see if we can actually fix that. If I go to my JS here, I want to see where we are right clicking. Where is that? Show submenu right here. I want an alert on the e.target.tag_name if that such a thing actually exists. So refresh. Okay, so it actually exists. So I want that menu that I have, the cell that I've right clicked on to be selected as well. So there's that function called select. Where is this? Select by mouse. Select by keyboard, select by mouse. Very good. So copy that. Let's go up here. Wait. Let's go to the right click right here and let's select it, shall we? So refresh and let's try that. Bam. Very nice. So at least now we have that cell selected with a submenu of our own. So the only thing remaining is to actually add some content to that submenu and make it work. Yeah. All right. So I'll see you in the next video where we do that.